Yeah, I think that's pretty good, but you're going to have to zoom out because it's just way too close right now. But yeah, what? Oh, yeah, this is, we got to get rid of that. This is a family-friendly show. We can't have that there. Thank you. Hey there, Steve at Fox Can Farms. Do you have a problem trying to figure out how in the world you're going to store these things? Well, I'm going to take, of all things, a filing cabinet drawer slide, and I'm going to use this to make a great storage space for these things. So this is the catastrophe that I have. Now, I will tell you that normally it's a little bit more organized than this, but we're actually reorganizing the garage. And all I did, because I didn't know where to put these things, I didn't really have any wall space, I fastened them to the shelves, and it's just a mess, right? If I want to get to anything behind there, forget about it. Remember those metal drawer filing cabinets? Really like 36 or 40 inches wide, and then, I don't know, they had to be at least 14 to 16 inches deep. And remember all the paper and the weight we put in those hanging files that we put in there? Those of you that remember the paper days or have been in an office, I mean, there was tons of weight in those things. These things are heavy duty. I'm going to repurpose this and turn this into a way to store our clamps that are just a big old mess, as you saw. We basically built a frame, mounted the drawer slides to a cabinet that I've got on the side of me here, and we didn't film any of that. So, hey, I guess the bonus is you won't have to sort of wade through that and watch that, although I probably would have put it in fast motion. Instead, I'm just going to show you what we did. So, check this out. Look at that. You may not think that's a big deal, but this is a huge deal to me. So I've got this cabinet here, and I've got another cabinet here, and I had this little slot in between here, and we took the drawer slides, I don't know if you can see that, but one drawer slide here, one drawer slide on the bottom, and we built a frame. Like I said, we don't have any film of that, but I'm guessing if you're watching this video, you probably know how to build a frame. Look at this thing. I love it. Now, there's still more to come because I need to make some improvements. So here's a clamp, for example. Put that on there and clamp it on right. The problem I have with my particular setup, those drawer slides are pretty narrow, right? And when it's going back into the cabinet, because of my particular setup that we have here, if I have this clamp too far that way, then it'll catch on this edge over here. And so it's like I gotta sit here and sort of, I don't know, I gotta sit there and, it's too much finessing. I don't want to monkey around with that. When I want to put the clamp away, I want to put the clamp away and move on. So I've got an idea, and might actually even expand the storage a little bit, and that is I'm either going to put a little piece of pegboard or a piece of masonite, something that thick. That's how much space I have right on the back side of these supports, wherever I'm putting the clamps. Okay, and then all I have to do is take this. Imagine that there's a little bit of a plate right on the back side here, and I'll be able to just slam it in there and clamp it on, and I won't have to worry about it being too far back or monkeying around with being too far forward, and then it's going to hit on the edge here. So that's the one thing that I want to do. I'm either going to do the entire section with pegboard. Why? Well, if I can put little hooks in there, pegboard hooks, and I could even hang some of those hand clamps like these. Now the other thing that I've done, because this spot on the side of this cabinet right here used to be where I kept a few other things. But we always come here for those things. So, check this out. One of the things was straight edges. So, look at this. I just put a nail there. I got some straight edges there. A couple more straight edges that we use. Those go right here. The other thing that we always came to this side of the cabinet for was the 2-foot level. Duplex nail right here. Down the bottom, I actually snuck in another duplex nail down there. And if I go like this, if I just go like that, that bottom nail catches it, and now it won't be wobbling back and forth. One more thing, my 4-foot level. You got that right here. Another big duplex nail sitting here. Look at that, huh? And then, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm not sure I can see it. Down here we got a little bungee cord, and that's just how I'm going to do that. And that's going to stay in place just fine. All of this, see, there's the reason I need to put that backer on there. You just saw how that hit. Check that out. I love it. I love it. So, just going to take this here. We cut one of these just to make sure it's going to work. I'm not a huge fan of wafer screws. I think I'm going to have to use a wafer screw. And I'm just going to make sure it still works. Now it's rubbing there. Ah! And it's rubbing because the clamps are pushing over. That didn't work. Did I cut it too short? We'll have to edit out me pulling up my pants. All I have is 1¼ wafer screws. That's plenty long. But that's what I have handy, so that's what I'm going to use. Take those, I'm just going to put those, I've got one of these magnet things, if you've seen these. I don't know, I kind of use them, I kind of don't, but really what I end up doing is just doing this, so. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to see if it works. I think it works, so we're going to go cut the other pieces for the bottom. Okay, I just noticed I didn't split those evenly, so I won't tell anybody if you won't. Looks like it didn't cut very straight, so once again, I won't tell anybody if you won't. Okay, there it is. I've got the pegboard on the back, and of course, as you saw, I went with the full back on there. And remember, the purpose, of course, was to make this so that when I put these on here, I don't have to spend much time. Boom, I'm done and move on. It's really easy. It's not going to catch on the back side. I am just really happy with taking these filing cabinet drawers, slides, and making this rack out of it. This whole, just really happy with that. Well, anyway, you can probably see I added some hooks on here. So I've got some accessories that go with the clamps, including some extra pads. If you ever lost any of those, you can buy those. Some other ones down here, another accessory, and of course the one you're probably seeing really quickly is that's new here is I have a row of the hand quick grips. Two rows, right? I'm not sure how happy I am with having those there. They're there. Probably what's going to happen is I'm going to leave it because it's there, and they're really not that hard to get off. These down here are a little bit harder to get out, but it's done. I've got other things to get onto other projects to get going on. I can see long term. I mean, I'd love to hear your comments on this, but long term, I can see just making another rack similar to this, right? In between these shelves here, and then just pull that out. So all the hand clamps are there. These ones like this, because it's not just these. I also have, right? I also have these I still need to deal with. I don't know if you saw those earlier in the video, if I had those in there or not, but I've got over a dozen of these to deal with too, in different sizes. So that's where I think I'm headed with that. But I mean, this, I'm just so happy. Like, this thing goes, it's out of the way, it's clean, everything's gone. I need something, pull it out, take the clamp, slam it on there, put it away. These things are out of the way. It's, as you can tell, and I don't know how long this will stay organized like this, but you've got the smaller clamps here, medium, the larger ones here. You can see the big long basket clamps, and then the big long quick grip clamps. I put those upside down like that. I'm hopeful they're going to stay that way. We'll see once my kids start using them and things get moved around, but still, they're all in one spot. It's super nice, and yeah, and you know, I thought I was done with this project, but I don't know if you can see what I'm seeing here, but the way I built this cabinet, there's like a spot here. I'm not sure if those are showing up in the video. I might have to bring you in closer here, but that works. Okay, not that I don't like my rack idea, but I just want to get this project done, and this might be a quick fix. Look at this. I just need a way to get these in here. Okay, let me think about that. See if maybe we can find a place for all these clamps to go. So, yeah, okay. This is what I came up with. It was fast, relatively quick. You know, it's not quite as fancy as my dream, which would be they'd be over here and then all organized. But look at this. Some pegboard. I'm running out of pegboard. That's what I had left is this here. It's behind the cabinet. What doesn't match, it's okay. But you can see here, they're just sitting right in here. And this little bit of play right here doesn't cause any problem with the door, because there's a little bit of a lip that comes past the 2x3s that are here. You can see down here, I got all the large ones down here. I'll bring you over here. These screws here were very easy to get in, but back there they weren't so easy. I'll show you what I used to get those in just a second here. But I'll bring you in. So come on over. Come on, don't be shy. Okay, there you go. Now you can see they go all the way back. And those screws in the back, there isn't much room. If I put maybe I put my hand here, you can see there's just not a lot of room back here for working. So what I used was an offset screwdriver attachment for my drill. Drilled a hole and then drilled the screws in as far as I could with the offset screwdriver attachment, and then it started slipping. There's a little bit of an angle to it. I'll show you that, and I finished it up with just a stubby screwdriver. It went okay. So here's the offset screwdriver or drill attachment that I used. You can see what I'm talking about. It's got a little bit of an angle on the end there, but basically it goes in your drill, and you can pop this out, and I had a drill bit with a hex shank on it. This little piece right here slides down, and then I won't be able to do this one-handed, but oh, I guess I can. And you jam it back up in there so you can hold that and kind of help steady it and keep it straight. This is just another one of my surprise estate sale finds. I think I paid about $1 or $1.50 for it. And there you can see what this is. It's the offset screwdriver power head. You see the part number there, 4832 2100. Now in the picture they show it as being used with a a screwdriver. I just used it as my drill. But anyway, that's what I used there. Worked pretty good. There you have it. It's done, I think. I think this project is done. Although I did add a little staple of this bungee cord so it wouldn't wrap around the back, but we're done with this thing. This is really good. I'm really happy with this. You almost need to build one just to have the fun to push it in and out of there. And just have all that clutter in the back out of the way. But so Anyway, by the way, would sure appreciate it if you would subscribe to the channel. It would really help us move this channel forward to the next step. We need about another 300 subscribers to move to the next step, next phase, if you will. But other than that, oh, there is one more thing. There is one more thing. I don't know if you know this, but I just learned this recently. Apparently, astronauts only use Linux operating system. And if you think about it, it makes sense. It really, really makes sense, because you can't open Windows in space. Other than that, make it happen.